Yeah, Ryan is recording. So a short intro about yourself for the people that don't know you. Um, and we'll get straight onto the main agenda. I have very cool stuff to share with you.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, nice to meet you all, those who have joined just now, and then obviously good to see you all who we've already met already. So to give you guys a quick intro, give you context, I've been on the entrepreneurial journey for the last 12 years now. Really, since I left school, I didn't want to work for anybody, and I went down the path of figuring it out on my own. By no means has it been easy, but it's taken me down the route of where I knew that I had to focus on communication, sales, influence, leadership, and persuasion. And so I focused in on learning how to sell to people. I've embarked on a journey where I've sold everything from B2B, B2C. I've sold frozen fish, solar panels, consulting, Facebook ads, sales funnels, trading, mentorships, and I could keep reeling the list out. I did that so I could get to a point where one of my larger goals was to help people overcome limiting beliefs, obstacles, and self-doubt on how to go out and sell whatever they want to go and do in this world. So I could then stand there confidently and tell them, whatever you're thinking isn't true, and I can prove it because I've done it. And that's sort of the journey that I went down, and it's evolved going down so many unique angles and routes where I've been around a billionaire's house in the UK, the person who owns Bet365. I've been there for business at one point with a business I was involved in. I've been involved in business overseas. I've been involved in business locally. And again, I can tell you from that experience, the principles of sales doesn't change no matter what you're doing. And then in recent years, since COVID came around, I found myself online like you all now, and I had to evolve my current position and figure out how to make money online. And again, fortunately, the principles don't change. And then I got involved in building sales operations and sales teams for, these gurus that have 500,000 or 1 million followers and have some really good products. And I'd help build their teams, build out their infrastructure, run their teams, scale them up. And it kind of just evolved from there. And then one day I invested into the first actual time I invested into a coaching group. And I happened to come across Arzam. And we had our agreements with how the group was being ran, and we built a good connection. And Arzam was looking to progress, his skills and jump into an opportunity. And I had something that I thought would be perfectly suitable for him. And I decided that, I'd work with him, I'd give him my time and energy and try to impart my knowledge. And this man was a sponge and soaked everything up, went from strength to strength, and really showed me what it is to be an action taker with the right information. I've never met many people like Arzam that can take it and apply it. And, that's a testament to who he is, why I work with him now, and also I think probably why you all work with him. He's a man of his word. And that's sort of how our journey began. Arzam was training him how to become a closer on an offer that we were working on, and it was for a tax accounting offer in America.
As well. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today as well, because funnily enough, I've landed on accounting again.
Brilliant.
But yeah, with everyone that what was hearing what Ryan said. First of all, I really appreciate that, Ryan, with what you just said, and that goes back to you as well. Like whatever I'm about to show you guys right now, like the success that we've got with the new agency, is literally the sales process that Ryan helped me build. So long story short, we worked on a sales agency together. We're working on an accounting offer, then the real estate offer. Was there another one? I think those were the main two ones. But yeah, we worked on those together, built them to multiple 6 figures, to one of them actually 7 figures. And yeah, now we're here, really focusing on teaching you guys what we did over there. And long story short, what I wanted to tell you guys was, I'm not sure how many people here are aware that I did start a new agency last month. How many people know that? Drop a 1 in the chat. This is something that I'm going somewhere with this, so drop a 1 in the chat. You are aware, 2 if you weren't. So this is last month I started a new agency. Now, for people that don't know, I started a new agency just keeping in mind what the trend is moving forward of AI being incorporated into literally everything now. And the biggest boom, like there was a couple of years back, when Facebook ads newly came out, everyone was like, wow, what is this new thing? How can this help our business grow? But now it's AI. it's kind of all businesses, most businesses realizing that AI is the way moving forward. So what I did was, okay, if that is the truth, and if the market is going towards that, and B2B generally is a lot more simpler and easier to scale relatively to B2C, that's arguable, but for me, in my opinion, it is. By the way, for people that don't know what B2B or B2C is, B2C is what I'm doing with you guys, business to an individual. B2B is when you work as a business with another business. So 10 times easier. So anyway, long story short, we started a new offer last month, and this week we just had a 12,000 USD week. And that is for Canadians, that's about, I think it's about 16, 70,000 week. So, and I didn't want to just say that and just throw numbers out there. I'm literally going to show you a onboarding call recording for the two closes that I got for 6,000 USD. By the way, Nabiha, you have your camera on. I don't know if you intend to do that, but if you want, you can turn that off. But yeah, let me share my screen with you guys. I'm going to show you guys the onboarding calls for both of those prospects that I closed. Mainly just for the purpose of you guys believing, okay, it's possible, and me showing you guys how I actually ask for the money and how I go along with the onboarding process. And number two is, after I show you that, once you guys have a bit of belief, okay, it's charging someone 6,000 upfront is possible using this agency offer, exact same offer statement that I gave to every single person in week 2, use the exact same thing, started that about a month ago, and here we are. So guys, please do confirm whenever you do see the screen, and I will, while I'm presenting this, ask you to drop a 1 in the chat if you are with me, 2 if you're not, so that I can keep track of where everyone's at. If I need to, I'll repeat a couple of things as well. But yeah, do let me know if you guys can see the screen. But I'll just check. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So this is also called Ryan. This is a prospect that I closed this week. He owns an accounting firm. Now, what we did, I think 3 weeks ago, I decided that I just do not even want to come close to another B2C offer, because I'd rather work with established business owners that, have that sort of mindset of being very, very logical. I don't want any emotions to be there in business. So the reason I'm telling you this, guy, is because I changed the messaging of the offer, meaning I changed the messaging, meaning the ads, to call on not just accountants, but accountants that are doing 30,000 or more. Only accountants doing 30,000 or more. And this is one of the skills that I've learned from this new program that I invested into. And this was taught me that the market is so big that you can work with only the people that you want to work with, right? So this is one of the things where I really believe in investing into programs or investing into people that know a lot more than you, because these are the little hacks or tweaks that they give to you, and you're like, wow, this is a game changer. I'm working with people that have the money, that want to grow. But anyway, we changed the messaging slightly, and we were pitching only fractional CFO services. Now, for people that don't know what fractional CFO services are, it's basically, in simple words, they do business coaching for small business owners so they can help them kind of figure out their numbers so they don't fail as a business owner. Because you've all heard that there's a 70% chance that your business is going to fail, is because most people are silly enough to not even look at their numbers. That's what these guys were sharing with me. Most people that they speak to or consult with, they don't even their numbers. That's how silly people can be. But anyway, that's the services that they want to offer, and they want to get more clients for that, so then they can charge them more and make more money. So around 2,000 to 5,000 per client they can make, that I can bring. So the value of the service really increases. So if I'm giving them this much value, $6,000 is this to them. Drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. I'll have to do this quick now so I can move to the next ones. 2 if it did. Okay, Ahmed, why did it not make sense?
I didn't quite understand it.
Right. So all I'm saying is, I just, instead of only calling out accountants, I called out accountants that are making a lot of money already and giving them exactly what they want, meaning they would only get the thing that is the highest worth of value for them. That's what I'm offering them. So whatever I charge them is this much compared to how much value I can bring. But we'll go into much more detail later on. Well, long story short, this is one of the onboarding call recordings. Let's just see what I'm doing to actually get him onboarded. So first of all, I sent him the payment link. He's doing the payment now. People that constantly doing the payment for the FirmFlow AI offer.
Yep, you're right. I got to reattempt it.
Yeah, so you just have to place order now. Again, it should say thank you for your order at the end.
Continue.
So this could be the PayPal link that you guys sent to them.
Yep.
Did it give you a confirmation?
It did. Said thank you for your order. Yep.
Okay, so that's when he paid. Then the next step, what I did was is the contract, the guarantee. Now with him, I gave him a custom guarantee. I told him that instead of guaranteeing 15 clients, I'll give him a 5x ROAS guarantee, meaning something that will allow him to know, okay, if I spend this amount, I'll get at least 5x return on that, because that's something I've easily done for a very long time. So I'm very certain that I can give that to him. He gets value. It's easy for me to fulfill on. Not much I have to do, because after this, all I did was send him a job form. It's like an onboarding form. I'll show it to you guys here. So I sent him this. This is Ryan. You can see this. I sent him a job form. It's like an onboarding form where he gives the context behind what exactly he wants, and he gives me a bit more context here. And that is it, guys. That's when my team takes over and I don't have to do much. I don't really have to do anything, right? So anyway, this was the onboarding process. I'll show you another one. This was the first 6K close, and the second 6K close was Ethan. You guys should be able to see this now.
Yep.
Ryan, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So let me just go back a bit. This is again giving you the payment link. Yeah, whenever you're ready, it should just say thank you for your order, something like that.
Yeah, it looks like it's processing right now. So
Right.
there it is. Thank you for your purchase.
Okay. Perfect. So what we're going to do in the next couple of minutes is go, just to let you know, this guy had some logistical issues. Sometimes they don't have the money. They do have the total amount, but they don't have the full amount right there up front. So you have to move money around. So that day he did 3K, and then yesterday he did the remaining 3K. So, but it was a pay in full, 6,000 USD cash paid in full. But yeah, long story short, that was a $12,000 week. So around just over 70,000 Canadian. And the reason why I wanted to show you this first is, now what are you gonna say to me, guys? Like, it's the proof is there in front of you. I literally started this about a month ago. Whatever I am teaching you guys is working. Use the same niche, the same offer that I gave everyone here on this call on week 2. So you know, it's right in front of you. And what I have to do after this is just give it off to my team. And you know, I have a credible team, and they're going to look after these clients. And all I have to do is just be in charge of the sales and marketing, and that's something I can do quite well. And let's see where this goes. But the biggest reason why I did this was just to show you guys, you know, it really is not that difficult. Once you learn this stuff, you kind of live in a bubble. Like if you told someone that I'm going to start a business that will make me about 12,000 USD a week within a month, they'll laugh at me. But it's about what you know. It's about the leverage that you have. That's what I want to make you guys realize. Like, it's the leverage that you have. It's the things that you know. It's me investing into myself, investing up to like 90,000 USD so far in different courses, programs, and the things that I've learned. And that builds up. It turns you. Remember, Ryan, we were speaking about this a couple of good calls ago, that You become the person that can do, and then you can have literally whatever you want. So I became the person by investing in learning new things and executing, and then it developed me enough to get to a point where this is possible. Now, what I wanted to move on to was, okay, great, this is the onboarding, but how did I actually take them through the process and actually get them there? So let's quickly go through that. I'll show you the exact process, exact sales process that I used with them. And funnily enough, this is the exact sales process that we used with the offers that we were doing, Ryan. And this is the stuff that you taught me as well. So I guess you'll be here to validate what I'm showing everyone. But so far, is everyone clear on what I just showed you guys? Like, drop a 1 in the chat, please. Okay, perfect. I see one's coming in. Now we're going through how did I go from them not knowing me, them being a book call in my calendar. I'll show you Monday, what Monday looks like. There's 2 accountants that booked with me this Monday so far. And just so you know, I wasn't lying that these guys are each doing at least 30,000 a month more. Here's my questionnaire. You guys can see this, 35,000.
Yep.
Yeah. So this guy's doing 35,000. His goal is 50K. And we're gonna have a call on Monday. Okay, cool. So let's say someone books a call with me. Ryan, can I do this role play with you?
Yeah, sure thing.
So they jump on a call with me. I do a bit of relationship building. Hey Ryan, where are you based, brother?
Hey, I'm based out in the UK.
Nice. Do you have your own firm?
Yeah, I've had my firm for the last 5 years now.
Okay, interesting. So is this your full-time thing?
It is, yeah.
Right. So is it just something that you kind of left off your job for? You're really focusing on this full-time now?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, I've been dabbling with it for years, and then really the last 2 years I went full-time into it, and it's just all I do day in, day out now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what made you book in a call, Ryan? We'll get straight to the purpose of the call. What made you book in a call? How can I help you today?
Well, I realize there's only so much I can do for my business at one given time, and I need to leverage other systems, and I'm looking at ways to grow and develop it without having to spend the next few years learning all these fancy systems, because I just don't have the time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You want to focus on what you do best, serving your clients, providing them value. And I saw on the form that you filled out, you're looking for more fractional CFO clients, so you're just focusing on the high value clients, so you can make the best use of your time. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be respectful of both of our times. I'll get straight to the point, explain exactly how we work and what exactly we offer. So Ryan, the thing that we do for firms is not suggesting new ways of getting new referrals, doing more networking events, doing more cold outreach, or ineffective Facebook and Google ad strategies. It's ChatGPT a couple of years back when it came out. Since then, it's literally taken over everything. We're literally using that, combining that with our experience of generating 10 million plus with all of our clients combined, putting both those things together and basically guaranteeing you 15 premium clients within the next 90 days, guaranteed. Now, of course, we can go into the nitty gritty a lot more later on, but does that generally make sense, Ryan?
Yeah, that sounds really good to me.
Amazing. And with that being said, Ryan, because we do give pretty strong guarantees, we can't just give it to everyone, as you can imagine. So what I like to do is just ask you 2 to 3 qualifying questions just to see if it's the right fit. Worst case, we'll guide you to a better place. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. So first question would be, and these are just quick fire questions, what is your current monthly revenue?
Yep, 30K a month.
Okay, perfect. I'm gonna type that in. Perfect. And Ryan, ideally, how much would you like to make in the next 6 months?
In the next 6 months, I'd like to get it as close to 100K per month as possible. So, yeah, maybe another. Yeah, that'd be a good target.
Yeah. So adding about 70K a month. Yeah, that makes sense. So aiming for about $1 million a year, or just slightly over than that. And Ryan, what would you say is the biggest thing holding you back from where you are right now and actually getting to that 100K a month? Is it sales and marketing? Is it hiring? Is it what would you say specifically is holding you back?
I would say it's a predictable way of us marketing and gaining more conversations. So a bit of sales, a bit of marketing, getting in front of the right people, attracting the right leads consistently is our biggest bottleneck.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And how long has it been since that's been an issue for you guys? I know you guys said that you have been doing this for 5 years. Has it always been an issue or recently?
I would definitely say in the last year it's been increasingly difficult to find a consistent path forward. I had some networks before in some ways, but they haven't been working as well. So yeah, last 12 months.
Okay, fair enough. So look, is there any particular reason why you're wanting to find a change right now or potential solution right now? Is it, I think it's specific that's going on. You want to do some sort of expansion, personal things, anything specific like that?
Yeah, it's getting to a point now with the business where I want to free my time up. I want to create more revenue so that I can reinvest into more infrastructure, more staff, and try and slowly exit more of the day to day. Be more, instead of letting the business run me, I'd like to get more involved in running the business once more.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Fair enough. I mean, the next step is, Ryan, like, I really appreciate your transparency and the answers that you have given so far. What I'd want to do is I'll take the things that you've shared with me back to my team. We'll come up with a custom plan for you for our next call. And in the meantime, I'll send you my website, and you can go through this brief video that I've made, kind of breaking down the step-by-step process. And you can prepare some questions, and hopefully on our next call, we can either see if it's a right fit. Worst case, we'll guide you to a better place. But if it is the right thing for you, we'll get you on board. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Right. So Ryan, let me give you a few time suggestions for the upcoming week. I have either Monday 2 p.m. or I could do Tuesday 7 p.m. Which one works best?
Tuesday 7 p.m. would be better.
Perfect. So let's get you on there. And have you got my website? I just sent it to you on WhatsApp.
Let me have a quick look. Yeah, got it. All good.
All right, perfect, Ryan. So plan is go through the video, prepare questions, and I'll also go back to my team, prepare a custom plan for you. We'll meet back here, and we'll see if it's a right fit.
Perfect. That sounds really good.
Ryan, pleasure speaking. I'll speak to you soon.
Thanks, Alzan.
That's a triage call. Now, the reason we don't do it on one call, or especially a high-ticket deal like this, is because I want to give them enough time to get to know me, have a bit of this interaction, and have 1 or 2 days between that, to then have our second call, and that's where I close them. That's what I did with these 2 prospects. Now, so far, please drop a 1 in the chat if you understood what I just did over there. 2 if you didn't. Perfect. I see 1's coming in. Just need a few more. Perfect. Cool. That's enough 1s. Now, the second call, what I would do is usually I have all this stuff written down as they're giving answers. But second call is, again, relationship building, get straight to the point, and repeat back what the answers they gave on the last call. So it looks like you kind of prepared for them. So I would say, Hiran, what I'll do at this point is just repeat back what we discussed on our call. And just we can clarify that I have definitely understood the context that you gave me last time, and then we can of course move forward with the rest of the agenda of the call. So you mentioned you're doing about 30,000 a month. The goal is 100,000. The main thing that is holding you back is just a way to generate qualified leads consistently. And you have had this firm for about 5 years, but it's only been about a year since you've been actively looking to solve this bottleneck at the moment. So is that correct?
Yep, that's bang on.
All right, perfect. Now, my next question would be, Ryan, that breaking through any bottlenecks takes time, effort, because realistically, this is not some, sort of magic trick where you'll snap your finger and you'll get to 100K. No, it will take time, effort. What is the key reason? What is the main focus here? Like a couple people that come to me and they say, I want to help 100 small business owners, or some specific goal that they have in their personal life. What is your specific goal of wanting to potentially grow?
Yeah, I think for me, it's getting down from a 6-day work week to a 3-day work week within the business. That's the big driver.
Yeah, that makes sense. So is it that you'll be able to get more clients, hire more people to then free up your time?
Yeah, it's scaling to that sweet spot where I can afford to invest, the business's resources into the full-time staff, and then also just take myself away from it more.
Yeah, that makes sense. And do you feel like that's pretty much it, or is there anything else that you're aiming for?
I mean, again, it's just the way I look at it. If I can get my time back, I've got more freedom to spend more time with my family, to focus more on my health and well-being, and just generally improving the quality of life is the big focus for this.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I appreciate your transparency there. Now, coming back to the point of the things that you have tried so far to actually break through the bottleneck. I know we discussed on our last call that it has been a year since you've tried a couple of things. So just for clarity purposes, what have you tried so far? to solve this bottleneck?
Yeah, so we've hired some firms before that have promised they could get leads from LinkedIn. We've done some Facebook ads. We've tried giving out various lead magnets, posting in Facebook groups, DMing cold people.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of email marketing, but nothing's ever seemed to be effective and ultimately work that well.
Yeah. So typically, what most firms do, they get through the initial bit of momentum by just referrals, or maybe just relying on the people that know them already. But beyond that, trying strategies like Facebook groups or ineffective Facebook ad strategies without the use of AI just pretty much makes it incredibly ineffective, and wastes a lot of your time that you could potentially put into better uses, right? But yeah, that brings me on to my next point, Ryan. I know that it's been a year since we've been trying to look for a solution. Are there any consequences of you not finding a solution now? Like any, specific things that you might miss out on, or any potential employee that you have in mind that you want to hire to then free up your time, but unless we actually generate a bit more cash flow, we can't do that, or maybe losing business to competitors, anything like that, that would be a consequence if we don't solve this now.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there's a risk of us, losing potential business to competitors.
Yeah.
Again, I've had this sort of pool of people that I've been looking to hire from, but it's trying to keep them warm enough to where they're willing to keep in the role they're at without going somewhere else and wait for me to get the business to the right level. And of course, that's a balancing act. So I could potentially, miss out on this really good talent.
Yeah,
and that's important.
Finding talent is very, very important. If you have people that you have in mind, just not having the revenue can be pretty annoying. Like, this person can literally free up, several hours of your day, but it's just basically the lack of revenue that is holding you back. Right?
Yeah.
Note that I'm just trying to kind of press into his pain slightly, and not too obviously, but just slightly, if you guys noticed. But anyway, anything else that you could say would be a potential consequence of you're not solving this right now?
I think again, just losing my day-to-day time with my family, which is the big thing.
Yeah.
Not going to see them as much that's a big one.
No, of course. This has been 5 years since you've been really, really, really busy with the firm, I'm guessing. Yeah, of course. And pretty much my last question would be that after seeing my ad, the video that I sent to you last time, why potentially us? Why did you potentially feel comfortable with this?
I think, you've taken your time to understand, the current changes we've got within the business. The presentation you gave me after looking at it, clearly, what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's making sure that we can invest wisely into the right area. Like, we know we need to, there's always some form of speculation, but, looking at the way you've conducted it, the questions you've asked, and your understanding of my situation, I believe that you understand enough to be able to help us. And that's what we need.
Perfect. No, I really appreciate that answer. What I'll do at this point is, before showing you the program or the process that we have, I'd like to make sure that I have definitely understood you. So I'll repeat back what I've understood, and please do correct me if I'm not. So your main goal is 100K a month at 30K a month. So far, for about a year, you've been trying to solve the lead flow problem, tried Facebook groups, Facebook ads. They were all ineffective because we hadn't taken use of AI at the moment. And the main thing that you're wanting to do at this point is just have more time with family, be able to hire people, provide them with jobs, and of course then free up your time as well. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Perfect. So then at this point, then I will move on to the presentation. Now, this is something that I showed, I believe, on the last group call, but I'll show it again. I just go through this presentation, standard presentation. Read this out. I'll show them the results. Actually, this part might be, something worth going on. So after this point, once I've explained this, read this out, I will show them this, and I'll refer this back to their goals. So right now, a average fractional CFO service client, would you say on average you would charge about 2.5 to 3K?
Yeah.
And a couple of the clients that we've had, they say the average LTV, or how many months they continue to pay you, is about 12 to 24. So let's just say let's just go with 1 year, 12 months. So that's 24 months. That's 12 months. That would be 24,000 if you're charging about 2K. So let's just say you get a 2K client. Here are a couple of examples of campaigns that we have run. So as you can see, it's $1.49 to $4.43. So let's just say worst case, we close 1 out of 10. We're again talking about the worst case, absolute worst case. It shouldn't be that way. But 1 out of 10, we close. That's $10 to $40 to close a $24,000 a year client. Right? Here's another example. $50 to $280 to close a $24,000 a year client. Another example would be 60 to 350, 80 to 100 to once again close a 2,000 a month, 24,000 a year client. Now I know that you're just seeing leads over here. The leads don't matter. What actually matters is cash collected. Here's one of the businesses that we have worked with. Month 1, we started to work together. Cash collected in USD, that's 12,800. Month 2 was 25,700 a month. So just getting straight to the point, as in this will be focused on producing cash, not just ineffective leads, which you might hear from a lot of other people who will generate you this many leads or whatever the case is. We're mainly focusing on AI that will focus on learning from human behavior, the data that we feed into it, and just focus on bringing you those fractional CFO service clients, and to which you can charge 2,000 to 3,000 per month, and hopefully keep them for a year. And then this is the point where I would ask them, from what we've spoken about so far, how certain are you that you will be able to get some sort of results? 10 will be 100%, 0 is I don't believe you at all. Where would you be?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really sort of a 9, 10 at this point.
Perfect. And if they say that, that means I've done a good job with my presentation. This is basically a question that makes you judge whether you've done a good job or not. And if he'd said 6 or 7, I would say, okay, fair enough. Tell me more. Like, what sort of questions do you have about the process that we have? And then they would pinpoint, okay, this is what I didn't understand. You solve that, and then ask them again. Once it's solved, then you move on to price, and then you pitch the price. That's it. And that's the point where you saw where he paid them. How's that for you guys? Did it make sense? Please drop a 1 if it did. 2 if there is something that is confusing you. Perfect. I see 1s, 2s. Okay, let's tackle the 2s together. Let's wait for a couple more people. Noreen said 2. Anyone else? I think that's everyone, right? Okay, cool. So why will you send the recording? Yeah, absolutely, of course. Is that the only thing else where you wanted to go through it again?
Sorry, it was because this is my first group meeting. I think it was a bit too fast for me to get my head around.
Yeah, it's like this is one off. Like most of the time, it won't be this heavy, these calls. But the reason why I'm recording this is I thought I might as well do this training together. You guys can give active feedback, but don't worry, we have plenty of time to go through this. We have plenty of time to actually learn the process of it. But since you've just joined phase 2, let's not worry too much. Let's tackle Noreen's and Ahmed's question. Ahmed, what was something you didn't understand about this?
Okay, the something is, so I want to know, after how many calls when do you start charging a client?
If you're asking how many calls did it take me to get these closed deals, so I had one with this lady called Latonia, then I had the second triage call with the guy that I was telling you about last week that basically ended the call on me in an aggressive way, and then it was 3 or 4 were closing. So I closed 2 out of 3, but that's me though, after doing this for a while. So you can, let's say as a beginner, expect 1 out of 4.
Okay, thank you.
Closes, yeah. And Noreen, what about yourself?
Assalamualaikum. Yeah, just want to know, will we be given some sort of structure on how to conduct these meetings?
Yeah, that's what I sent to you earlier. The what to do on the 15-minute call. That's what I sent to you over there.
Right, okay, that's the right one then. Okay.
That's pretty much it. Any other questions about what we've just gone through? No, nothing.
Can I say something, please?
Sure.
So with the single potential customer, how many calls before we can close with them, do you think?
This is the second call. This is a 2-call close.
2 calls.
Yeah, first
Okay.
one is like 10 minutes, if that. Second one would be about 35 minutes or something. So total, let's say an hour. You close them, and then after that, you just delegate it off to your team members, meaning a waste in this scenario, and that's it.
So for us, it would be the second call that they need to pay us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
But to be honest, the 2-call close, I'm more doing it because I'm charging like 6,000 up front. So I want to follow this process. It's the highest likelihood of them actually then paying. But Tahir and all the other brothers and sisters that are charging a bit less to get the initial bit of momentum, they just do a 1-call close. That's possible as well. So what I'm doing, guys, is every call that I cancel that's doing under 30K, I give to Tahir. So that way I'm not wasting that lead. He gets that lead for free, and then we just go 50-50. So I feel like I've come up with a pretty good structure. But yeah, we'll see moving forward. If I have more leads that I know what to do with, I can partner up with more of you guys. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a bit of context. But yeah, I really hope this was beneficial for you guys. I apologize, Ryan. I took over the call completely. I thought this would be beneficial for everyone.
Very valuable.
Yeah, no, hopefully this was interesting for everyone to see. And of course, I will drop in the recording on my YouTube. So do check that out a couple of hours later. But yeah, any questions before we end?
Yeah, you said you showed him a website. Did you create a website? Should we be creating a website?
No, okay, so by the website, and very good that you've asked me this. With this guy, the second close that I got, Ethan did not even look at my website, even though I showed it to him, right? He didn't even look at it. So the point goes back to how simple and easy it is to close a B2B deal as long as you do everything else right. They just need information. And I was just speaking to Noreen about this is when, I was working with you guys initially, you went through a bunch of my videos, asked me a bunch of questions, and which is fine. And not, there's nothing wrong with that. But these guys, business owners, they know what business is and what they're trying to do. Information, okay, this makes sense. Let's execute. Let's do it. Right? That's how it's meant to be. So the reason why, again, I'm teaching you this business model and not B2C or coaching or anything like that is because this is 10 times easier for you to do. You don't need to make extensive marketing assets like videos, or you don't need to, if you don't do some sort of long sales process, depending on what business it is, it should be very, very simple. And after you've got paid, you just outsource it to someone that knows the work, and that's it. Did that answer your question, Bisma?
Yeah, that answered it. Thank you.
Okay, and also I'm gonna send you the Google Doc that I went through just before, which has the questions and has the presentation and has my website. So here you go. I put it on the chat. I'll wait like 30 seconds for you guys to copy it and open it. But after that, we will end the call, and everyone have a great Eid as well, because by the way, Ryan, we went through a whole month of fasting. It's already gone by. It's already Eid, like as in our day of celebration, probably tomorrow. So yeah, next week we need to really, really go all into this. It's the season where businesses are more than likely to actually invest into things like this, and they understand the importance of AI. So let's actually take use of this. Get onto the outbounds, get your first couple of clients, start running ads, do the automation, and this is what you can expect. But hopefully you guys have made the copy of the doc that I've just sent. If any questions, do let me know on WhatsApp. All right, guys, I'll speak to you soon. Assalamu alaikum. Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak.
Bye.
Walaikum assalam.
Eid Mubarak.